Hi, so this is step one, sleeves going onto the main part at the top. So the first thing you do before you start sewing the top pieces together, that's my back piece. I have mirrored front pieces, and then I have two sleeve pieces. So the first thing you do is add your bias binding edging to the bottom of the sleeve, so the hem of the sleeve. Okay. I have no idea what that is on my fabric. Anyway, so what you do is you have a little bit overhanging each edge, so when you put your sleeves together you get a nice neat edge where it's all sewn together. So you literally just cut it just a tiny bit longer than the piece you need, and then you open up your bias binding. You see how it unfolds completely like that? You don't need to unfold it, you just need to open it so your raw edge can go nice and neatly inside there. So on this bit you can pin it in place, or you can use like the little clips that quilters use. I'm going to just stick a couple of pins in. Here's my pins. Look how I colour coordinate. A bit obsessive. Anyway. I'm just going to pin that a couple of times so it doesn't move. You don't need many pins really. So do that to both sleeves. And then you sew them in place and you keep to this edge as close as you can. Well, not as close as you can, you know, in a nice way so it looks nice and neat and tidy. That's them pinned in place. I'm just going to sew them on. As I said before, I'm going to use a 2.5 stitch length. I'm just going to bring you down closer so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Nice and neat. And the other side, all nicely tucked in. Just gonna turn my TV down. I don't want to hear about what the general press think of Meghan and Harry. No. What? So that's your two edges, nicely, neatly. Looks really pretty when it's all made as well, because it gives a really like high looking finish. So you just clip those down a little bit. So when I draw on the reverse, I've got a slight blue tinge from my aqua pen on there, so I know which is the right side and which is the wrong side when I'm making. So when you're putting this together now, you would put your sleeves onto the back piece first. So this is the back and this is the wrong side because I've got the blue markings on it. So that's the right side. You always put the right sides together. You match up the sleeve edge to the, let's lift you up just slightly so I can show you a bit flatter. Literally just lining it up, right sides together, and you pop a couple of pins in to keep it in place. So it's a 1/4 inch seam allowance on this as well. If you want to sew, if you want to pin them and sew them individually, you can. I put them both on at the same time. Hot chocolate mark on my sleeve from, I don't know, eons ago, but chocolate stains. Anyway, so right sides together. If you do pin both at the same time, just make sure that your sleeve edges are out of the way. So 1/4 inch seam allowance. And then you repeat that process for the front pieces to the sleeves. I'm just going to tie off, get rid of all my loose threads. Okay, so this one that's the back. So right sides together, so that's the right side of your sleeve. And that's the wrong side of your sleeve. So these are your front pieces. As I said before, I've drawn on the wrong side. So this is the front edge of the sleeve. This is the right side, so you put your right sides together. I've got to confuse myself now. So that's your sleeve like that, and then that's your front bit. Why is that longer? That's the other side, that's why, look. Okay, maybe it was a bit too late in the day to be doing this. So this is that side. Got myself all confused then. That's one side pinned, and right sides together. And then that's this side pinned. And you sew them on in the exact same way as you did the back to the sleeves. And a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Okay, so that's your sleeves attached to the front and the back pieces of the pyjama top. So what we do now is, in order to give yourself a nice and neat pair of pyjamas, with nice neat seams is to, let me get those bits of thread out of the way in a minute. I'm just going to get stuck to everything. Okay, I use this tool, and it's like a pointer bit for it when you turn things out, and then I use this end to like press seams. I just press my seams towards the sleeves. I do that on both sides. And then you just sew them down nice and flat. So because you're top stitching, do lengthen your stitch a little bit. So pressing towards the sleeve, not towards your back piece or your front pieces. Okay, so that is your sleeves attached to the front and back pieces. So you can see already when you kind of fold it up, the end shape is going to be. In the next video, we'll do the next stage of constructing the top. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.